Hi, welcome. This is a reading for the full moon in Gemini in honor of that this December. And I ask that this reading be for the highest good of all, in lightheartedness and learning in all directions moving forward. This is going to be the weeks surrounding before and after. And what do we need to know for the current energies? What message needs to come through? Oh my gosh, all these cards just like flew out. Wow, I'm just saying these all want to come out because right when I asked that question, this deck is like really slippery. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull one more card and then we'll go over all this. Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles as well. She wanted to come out with the Eight of Pentacles. So we're in like the darkest part of the year, leading up to the darkest part of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, and then the first card that comes out is the Sun. So I have this like fire going in the background. I'm somewhere really special recording this right now, and I don't know, it's been said that like the light in this card is like one of the just the most potent in the whole deck, or like the most positive. So there's like a light and a fire that's coming with us. You know, and even the light of the moon, right? So the last reading was like Sag and Sag energies. So the sun is in Sag, and then that's like the moon is going to be reflecting that Sagittarius sun, and then it's a Gemini moon. So that's just like a really beautiful, bright card to start off with. It's 19 is the number, so here we are in 2019, like coming to the end of a decade, and then the end of the year is the 19th year, and like there's just going to be some sort of like a personal breakthrough or like liberation, or connecting back to a source that gives us warmth and light in this like darker part of the year. And then, you know, like you saw the cards just kind of flew out. I didn't really like methodically pick these, but that's followed by the Five of Rods. So it's probably indicative of like some kind of, I feel like that's too many hands in the pot, or too many opinions, or just kind of conflict from all angles. Especially like with that fire energy, it can be really instinctual and just either want to move or want its own way, or it just wants to burn through something and like maybe not consider the highest good. And yet here we have like the highest good and this like bright solar energy. So how can we shine light on a conflict within or without, maybe possibly with another? This also is like kind of competitive. So how can we remember that when we're our creative selves and just shining our own life, that can fall away? And then following that is the Page of Swords. So how can we honor this new consciousness, lift out of conflict or like a need for competition, and regain some sovereignty? And then I love it. I love the like purples. I should show you the cards. I almost forgot to show you the cards. Okay, so we have this like lovely sun card. There's just like so much positivity pouring out of that. Then following that, so you can see the card, is the Five of Rods. And just all these different forces at odds. And then the Page of Swords. And like I just love that purple color. It almost feels like the sun's going down, and just this more mystical twilight. Even though like a page isn't necessarily going to be like magical, he's definitely keeping watch. So how can we keep a watch on like maybe all of our thoughts that kind of want to interfere, and just letting our light shine as it is? And then following the Page of Swords is the Knight of Swords. And the page is looking forward into the future, or at this cute little bear here, and keeping watch. And the Knight of Swords is like looking the opposite direction. But the card isn't in reverse, so I'm feeling like there's some bravery needed, kind of like while looking back over this past year or this past decade. And I don't know, like just know that you've come further than you realize. And how can you stand in that sovereignty and take action that supports that? Then it's right next to the Lovers reversed. So that might even be like conflict either within or with someone you love. The Gemini light of the full moon may be bringing some deeper issues or imbalances or like inharmonious aspects to light that are possibly painful to confront, or it's like the not remembering the I am in you and you are in me. It's more of this kind of going to battle, and which creates like this disharmony within, right? So like there's definitely times where we need to separate from something if we're like too enmeshed in it, or there just needs to be like a rebalance of energies. But then also what's coming to mind is remembering the quote of like, what you do to yourself, you do to another, and what you do to another, you do to yourself. So just be mindful of if there's like a tendency to kind of want to either get even or be vindictive or feel like you might even be feeling like you need to protect your inner fire. Your inner fire from conflict. or bear. I'm just kidding. Because like the Ace of Rods is normally going to be new creation, so it's like in this energy there can't be a new creative force. I feel like whatever is going on, either with like your internal divine feminine, masculine energies, it's kind of causing like your fire to go out a little and causing more of this mental activity. I'm like, what do I do? I'm like keeping watch of it all. But then how can we come back to the light of the sun? Like the sun is going to rise another day, with or without you. And how do we keep the peace or keep connected to our own internal source? Because then we have the Three of Rods reversed. Which normally I see this as like creating the future, so it almost feels like you don't want to create from a place of your inner light dimmed. So what's causing the like imbalance? Like I really feel like the light of the sun on this full moon is like gonna be like shedding light on all of this. And then it's kind of this like twisted road. And then bam, King of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles. So it's kind of like getting through like a, and then, you know, the Queen of Pentacles too, this like heavy Pentacles. King and Queen of Pentacles. So how do we regain our inner divine feminine or masculine? Because they're out of balance. And it's creating kind of like this dampened fire, and this directionlessness or not knowing how, you know, to move forward. But the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like, is the key there. I mean, that was the last card I drew, and then she just wanted to come out too. So I really feel like this is sandwiched. Let's go ahead and throw this over there. So the only major arcana card here is the Sun. So it's kind of like, even if there's a separation, even if there's a mental battle, even if there's some like depression or spiritual sort of like, you know, like not fit, maybe a little just more distracted. If we can connect back to our own inner light, there's going to be a rebalancing of feminine and masculine energies where the king and queen rightfully take their throne in the physical realm, and finances, values, like the material earth. Mastery of our skills. is going to take us out of, literally going to take us out of that just lack of fire or passion. And Jupiter just went into Capricorn December 2nd, so like that's really going to support that. Instead of being kind of up in the sky lost, how do we want to bring into reality this? What is this? Like, what brings you inner light? What sparks your inner light? What rejuvenates your soul? What offers you hope when it doesn't feel like there's any hope? Like, what is your purpose? Not your how to make money, not what you can do for other people. Like, what lights your inner fire and what brings you joy? We're going to find that, and then we're going to reconnect to the love within to find wholeness. Like, I would much rather have a king and a queen rightfully take the throne of the healing earth energies than kind of like this conflicting battle where we're like losing ourselves in the process. So I feel like the Page of Swords is really saying, like, keep a watch on this and remember to keep connecting to your inner light. And then if you can really get creative, like use your hands, do something with your hands, like create something. And I mean, it might just be like a new job or a new beginning, but it's really about like how do you bring your personal light into form. And by doing this internal balancing, you know, because you have to be like focused and not distracted. If you can like let this light shine through what you're doing, then this inner authority shows up that can stand in his convictions and the Queen of Pentacles, which has this like really perceptive spirit, and I don't know, this just like looks like some sort of internal security. It doesn't necessarily look like it's easy to get there, but that I just feel like the inner king and queen of the heart, of your inner light, taking their rightful place on the throne, being good to one another, and honoring what it is that needs to come through you to be created, and to let go of relationship distraction that's dimming your light. I don't know, that just keeps coming through. So with that, how about I draw some oracle cards? Keep grabbing like a million cards at once. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good of all. This card came up recently, so that message must really be wanting to come through, even though I shuffled like a million times. Okay, I witness the darkness and call on light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself I am love and miracles are natural. Oneness is my true nature. And then attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation or mercy calls for help. We can lay that on a Lover's card reversed. How can you step back and find your inner king and queen? How can you come back to your center? How can you come back and ground into earth energies so as not to get lost in any kind of war or lose your peace? How do we come back to our eternal sunshine? I guess I've drawn a lot of these cards. I don't know why I'm still shuffling them. I choose to learn through love. And when I lean on certainty and faith, when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. That's true. Not always easy, but there's that open, watchful eye, and then we still have, all these little star themes, so December is definitely dark, but how do we come back to love, true love, not cliche, cheesy romance love? How can I be the highest version of myself and shine my light and be a sovereign individual with balanced masculine and feminine energies? And then create from this place. And then, okay, the animal spirit card I pulled is a seahorse. So strength, guidance, and feminine energy. This is what the card says, transformation. It's a symbol of power, and it has frequently appeared in European nobles associated with valor and bravery. This has to do with Neptune. The seahorse's ability to negotiate the rolling seas is a symbol of physical and spiritual transformation. Signifies its role as a guide in times of change. So you definitely feel like we're in big times of change right now. Because of its curving form and association with water, the seahorse is also imbued with feminine energy. This feminine aspect is emphasized in the painting, which shows a woman's shapely form within the creature's body. So, honor the dark within you. Honor that there's power to create in the dark, and that it's not something to be afraid of, but instead, how do we come back to shine light? There's going to be a physical, as represented by all those pentacles, a physical change and a spiritual change. How do you find your inner light? And how do you hold on to it during the darkest times? Full moon blessings. Thank you for tuning in.